exciting news dropped this week. URL went live from the app for the first time ever. Jay Black was the first content creator, the first person to ever go live from the app, and they announced that they're going to be moving forward. Their caffeine deal is done. They have separated ways with caffeine, and now when they go live, you will go live from the URL app. They are not mobile ready quite yet, but you are able to stream live events that URL puts on directly from the app on your I don't know if tablets, but I know for sure you can do it from most smart TV applications as well as laptop, computer, whatever you have. So your reaction to URL going live from the app and using that to stream their content going forward?
Yeah, I think it's the right move. I think it probably is a year late, I mean, but I'm not going to be overly critical to them. But I think they try to get all their ducks in a row. As a battle rapper and just being kind of privy to a lot of information, like I know a lot of the stuff that's going on in the background, a lot of the moves that they've been making, even not being on URL. I'm privy to the information, but still, so I think they're putting their best foot forward, and I think that that it's something that is going to excite the fans. And I think that, it's something that, as long as they keep putting on events, and putting together good cards. Now, I wasn't impressed with the first card that they announced, the volume card. I wasn't, it was cool. It was whatever, I would have loved
Don't get into
announcement.
That.
Yeah.
Don't get into
I would
that.
have loved,
Yeah.
I would love for this announcement to have came with packaged with like oh snap, like, let's go. We back, so I think it's just kind of a wait and see thing, like you said. I think most people watch their battle rap on their phones. I firmly believe that, and so I'm interested to see, what's that going to look like, if it's going to be, it's probably going to be a lot more people not watching live if they can't watch it on their phone, because, if you're like me, I'm always in transit. I'm always, I'm in a hotel, I'm in an airplane, I'm whatever, always going somewhere on the weekends. Everybody's driving somewhere to do something. You got to plug in your car. You're just listening to it and letting it play or whatever it may be. So I definitely think that once they get the mobile, piece ready, it'll be a lot better. But yeah, I'm happy for him. And I think the culture in hearing it was happy, and that's kind of what we need right now. Is we need good positive moves, good positive type things for URL and for battle rap to see like, okay, cool, this is a new era. This is what we're going to. Let's see how that works out.
For sure. Now, for the pay-per-view events, if you app gang, it's $40. If you are a lurker, you're non-app gang, it is $60 for you. If you get that URL app, though, again, you get paid a $20 difference. And listen, as someone who has had the app since day one, I was super excited. This is something that I have been asking and wanting from URL for a long time. And I get it. These things take time, right? Like, this is not something, Rome was not built in a day, but I'm happy to see that they made this announcement. I'm happy to see that they're going to be able to live stream. I want to say Jay Black mentioned something about being fully independent. So I think that was more than just the app. I think there was something else, but whether or not he said it, I don't want to repeat it, because I don't want to be the one like sharing stuff that you've made me privy to. But like I said, it's a really dope. And for me, like, I've said it for years, like, I have to give the staff there their kudos, because in a world where everyone is increasing the price of their content for monthly subscriptions, they haven't done it. It was $7.99 the day they started it, probably like 2018, 2019. It has been $7.99 ever since. And so for me, if they would have came out and said, yeah, we're live streaming, and to help offset that cost, we're going to raise it to $10, $12, I'd have been like, bet. Because again, you're giving me the opportunity to view this stuff from your app. I know that the infrastructure of that is not cheap, and I would have been happy to pay a few extra dollars a month to make sure that they could bring that content to us. Because to me, that gives us the opportunity. I know a lot of people wanted to see rookie versus vets live, right? Like all these kind of app exclusives. If they so choose, they have the opportunity now for us to see all of that stuff live. And I hope to a degree they do that. I know they won't give us everything live, right? They're still going to have content that they shoot. that they drop at a later date because they're trying to fill a calendar, right, of content throughout the year. But for the gnomes, the summer madness, the volumes,
I don't know if they spoke about it. I didn't watch the announcement or whatever. But if you're a non-app gang and you pay the $60, do you still get a VOD for it?
That's a good question. I don't think they answered that question. I think that might be something that they might address down the line.
Okay.
I would assume it, at least logically, it would make sense to me if you pay the $60, if there's a VOD, because we're not sure there's going to be a VOD, right? Like there might be, you got to watch it live. If you don't, hey, if you want to watch it again, download the URL app and become a member.
Yeah,
and for
because that's also
$7.99 a
tough
month.
too. Because like, what if there's any kind of any kind of connection issues and stuff? You know what I mean? And you're I would hope, but I mean, like on Rap Grid, you're able to go back to your profile and you can literally go and watch every single, like almost anything you've bought. You know what I mean? Like stored there or whatever. So I wonder if they'll have that. I think it might be beneficial to be like, hey, you might not. I don't know if they have a way to be like, yeah, they probably do. You create your own profile without having the app. Like create a profile on URL TV, sign in, log in, all that kind of stuff, without having to be an app.
Yeah. So let's get into this card. And I'll say this before we start talking about who, going and making predictions. To me, I think part of the reason why you're not getting blockbuster battles in terms of like battles that we've been highly anticipating, that matchups that we might have wanted to see. I think you want to play it safe because this is your first time. Do you remember the first time they went live on Caffeine? There were a lot of issues with that Genesis. There was a lot of issues with that stream. You have a bunch of recognizable names. You have some of the biggest names in the sport, right? You got your Twerks, you got your Rocks, you got your T-Tops, right? And so I think they want to play it safe. And that way, if something goes wrong, then they can, it's not like, oh my God, we got Nitty and Lux in the stream. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So I only had to miss 16 bars of Serious Jones. I'm good.
So with that being said, man, let's get into this. We'll start at the bottom of the card. So shout out Ace Amin versus P. I am not a battle rap lifer, so I've never seen P battle in my life. Maybe I will in the lead up to this. But your thoughts on Ace Amin versus P?
Yeah, Ace Amin and P. I'm excited for that one. This battle's actually been booked for a while. I believe they took this from what was supposed to be on a different card months ago, because I know, Ace is a good friend of mine. I know Ace has been writing for P for, or just been like, yeah, I got P coming up. I don't know if it ever had a date, but it's been a while, P is one of them, those guys, like you said, you're not a battle rap lifer, but P was there for some of the first ever, URL events, and since then, he's had good showings. He had good showing on the trenches, I believe. I didn't watch it, but also P is just a really solid dude, man. Like he's one of those guys that you root for. Like every time I see him, every time I meet him, like he's just encouraging, uplifting, and just he'll check in on me. If I post on Instagram that I'm in New York or whatever, Ward, tap in with me if you need anything. Well, just a really, really solid dude. So I'm excited for that battle because one, not a lot of times most of the time you see these battlers all the time or whatever. So it's like fresh, it's a fresh face for P. And then two, Ace Amin, I think he's got a little chip on his shoulder. You know what I mean? You got to get some get back. He started off last year on a crazy run, had one of the best battles of the year with Rum Nitty. And then I'm good. And then he had one of the craziest years with Rum Nitty battles with Rum Nitty, and then he had the Marv battle, and then he had the Shotgun Suge battle, and it kind of tailed off. So I'm definitely excited for that. I'm going to give the edge to Ace Amin just off of who I think is probably better for battle rap right now. I'm going to give Ace Amin the win, but I'm excited to watch P. Still on mute. See, come on now. That's why you need caffeine. That's why you need caffeine, man. We're trying to go independent.
Yo, so respect to P, man.
This episode is brought to you by Sprite, because not only is A Ward, but URL is caffeine free as well right now. So
bars. Hey, Sprite, cut us a check. Yo, But now, like, shout out to Ump. Like I said, I'm not, too in tune with Ump. I'm gonna go with Ace. I mean, like you said, he's had a really good run, a really good year last year. Tailed off a little bit at the end with the Marv battle and then the Shotgun Suge battle. But I'm excited to see him rap. Been following him since his proving grounds, and yeah, I'm gonna go with Ace. I'm gonna say 2-1. I'm gonna give Ump say he gets a round out of this one. All right, the next up. Charlie Clips versus Chef Trez. Now, before you go, I'm going to go, and then you can share what you have to say. I'm going Chef Trez 30. Like I have been scarred from the last few Clips performances. I'm not gonna slander his name too heavy because he is a legend, he is a GOAT. But the brother was reading a poem to QB the last time I saw him, man. Like it just I don't know what I'm going to get from Mr. Clips. So Chef Trez has been incredibly consistent. I think the brother battled 3 times in one weekend. And from everything I've seen, Chef Trez versus Fonz, super dope battle. From everything I've seen from his other 2 performances, though, that weekend, they went really well. So I got Chef Trez with the 30, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what everybody should be picking. Chef Trez is coming off probably one of his best years in battle rap, and Charlie Clips is probably coming off one of his worst years in battle rap. However, I say that to say these are the battles and these are this is the league and this is the type of environment that Charlie Clips shows you some kind of Charlie Clips stuff. You know what I mean? If you think about the battle with Twerk, you know what I mean? He pulled out one of them Charlie Clips rounds. You know what I mean? Even the battle with Geechee Gotti with the, you know what I mean? Like he still showed. I mean,
No, we're not giving him credit. No. We're not giving him credit for
listen,
choking and going.
I know.
We're not
But
giving him credit for that.
even before that, I don't think he had a terrible performance against Geechee Gotti in that.
No, he wasn't bad before that. He wasn't bad before that.
So what I'm saying is like to me, this is where Clips, puts together a round, or maybe a round and a half or whatever. So I don't got Chef Trez winning this battle 3-0 because I think Clips is gonna have one of them. I think Clips is gonna have one round. Maybe a possible. But I am taking Chef Trez to win the battle. I'm taking Chef Trez to win the battle 2-1. But I would not be surprised if all of a sudden, first time we see Clips in 2024, really, he's not overbooked right now like he was last year. There was a time last year where Clips was like what Rock is this year. You know what I mean? And so, hey, we'll see.
Listen, I don't wish the downfall of any person. So Clips, if you see this, like I hope that you give us a Twerk-like performance. I hope you give us a Luke Castro performance. He was really good versus Luke Castro. If you can get into that bag, I'll be greatly appreciative for sure. But yeah, for now, you got to prove me wrong on this one. All right, next up, New Jersey Twerk versus T-Top. Ooh. So this is interesting, right? Because I mean, obviously these guys are friends. And granted, most guys in battle rap are cool, but these guys are cordial, friendly with each other. They were in a 2-on-2 team versus Mook and Calico. So obviously they have a rapport with each other. I'm gonna go Twerk 2-1. I think. Let me look at the rest of this card here real quick. Nah, I'm not gonna say that. This would probably be my runner-up for Battle of the Night. I think this one has the ability if Top. I know a lot of people were on his head because of what happened in New Orleans. So he's going to be motivated. He's got to be motivated because we're getting a New Jersey Twerk. Like we're seeing Twerk's potential fully realized, right? Like we're not seeing, a star-crossed performer right now. We're seeing someone that every time he steps on that stage, you're getting a good performance. You can't say in the last year that you walked away from a Twerk performance and been like, man, I didn't get my money's worth, or I don't feel like he gave his best performance. He's been really good over the last over 2023 going to 2024. I'm gonna go first and third, New Jersey Twerk. I'll give Top that second.
Yeah, I don't know what Twerk's mindset is ever, but I'll say this much, coming off of a crazy year and barely being beat out for champion of the year, Twerk could be in like all right, well, watch this. I'm about to make an example out of all of y'all this year. You know what I mean? And it could get scary for T-Top, or Twerk could kind of be like how I was after I thought that I was, the year Geechee won, I thought I should have at least been second. I should have won it. It's like, I'm not putting any effort into this, to this champion thing anymore. It's not going to drive me one way or the other, But so I wonder if Twerk comes out, like kind of like with a chip on his shoulder. But either or, I just think Twerk is the better battle rapper. And I don't think there are a lot of glaring holes or angles right now in Twerk's career that like T Top would benefit from. Like there's times in Twerk's career where it's like, oh, an angler gets a hold of you right now. Like there's some stuff to talk about. And T Top is a heavy angler, and there's not really a whole lot to angle on Twerk right now, that could really be kind of like brought to light. But T Top's one of the best when it comes to it, so maybe it comes up with something. But I got Twerk winning clearly as well.
All right. Real quick, before we continue, because you said, well, I'm not gonna try to win champion of the year. Am I understanding you correctly
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
So how does that affect you in any way as it relates to how you put together your material, or like, because like obviously like I'm trying to get this accolade to say that I'm the best, right? Like everybody wants to be Ash Ketchum. Everybody wants to be the very best that ever was, right? So does that affect you in terms of who you choose to battle, material? Is it in the back of your mind like, well, I'm not gonna care as much this time because I'm not trying to gun for
Yeah,
that
no,
top
I
five.
think I think what it is like, yeah, I still respect what they do and promote it and think it's a dope thing for the culture or whatever, but it's not the end all be all. That's all it really is. Like
Mhm.
you're still picking your battles and you want to be considered at the top. I'm still happy to be able to say, like, yo, 5 out of the 6 years or however many years it's been, I've been in the top, 20 in the world or whatever, as it pertains to probably the most credible and knowledgeable battle rap source of media there is, and ever has been. But you're just kind of like not, you're not like, it doesn't personally affect you to the lengths of, because you realize that at the end of the day, it's some fans and it's some media, you know what I mean, and it's all just so subjective, you know what I mean.
Okay. All right. I just heard you say that. So that question popped in my head when you said, well, I didn't get it last
Yeah,
year, so I'm
I'm
just
still
gonna
gonna
move
take. I'm
on.
still gonna say, hey, I need 4 or 5 big battles a year. I need these battles. I need to battle on. I
Yeah.
still want to do that because I want my resume to be discussed when it comes to being the best in the world. You know what I mean? But I'm
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
writing per se to say, hey, if I do this, they'll pick me.
All right. All right. Cool. All right. So let's keep it moving. To me, this is gonna be battle of the night. Miss Hustle versus Chess. How you calling this one?
I'm taking Chess 2-1. I think Chess is the better battle rapper. And I'm just gonna go off of Chess being prepared. Chess had a good showing with T Rex. I thought, once they finally got it
For
moved,
sure.
and rescheduled. I like that Chess a lot. Miss Hustle to me, she has a weird ability against certain battle rappers to like talk to them a certain way, and I just don't see that with Chess. Like I just don't see, I do see her
Mm.
towering over Chess or whatever, but I just think Chess, man, he's been through so much, has so much respect and everything, and he's in the culture or whatever. I just don't know that some of the intangibles that she benefits from in some of the matchups she has, being like this tall woman rapping a certain way against people. I don't know. For me, it doesn't look like it's going to hit Chess the way that it does some of these other battle rappers. So I'm taking Chess.
Yeah, I'm going Chess 2-1. Chess was real comfortable when he battled Tory Doe. He kicked his shoes off, put his feet up, and he got busy. And this wasn't the Tory Doe who was just like round, right? Like she actually
Yeah.
came to rap that day. I do think that I think that Chess is a better overall battle rapper than Hustle. I do think,
Loaded that's
her.
loaded that's you know for getting your BBL. What you gonna do with Chess? Loaded yeah, you got the BBL. What you gonna do with Chess though? Hey.
Man, hey, I'm just saying, like, but I do think this is going to be the best back and forth of the night. I think it's going to be the best back
Yeah,
and forth of the night,
it could
and so
be.
I'm excited to watch that one. All right, let's get into this last one. Tay Rock, this is the main event. Tay Rock versus Sirius Jones. These guys have history. There's been back and forths. So who you got? Tay Rock versus Sirius.
Ah man, this is a classic case of um, like everybody should have Tay Rock. Okay, I mean, and this is one of those battles where it's just like if Sirius Jones has a good round, are we going to be like, oh, you know what I mean? Like kind of because I just feel like Tay Rock is just clearly the better battle rapper right now, and it's on URL, it's in a volume. Yeah, I think Rock's there, the Cave Gang's there, the gun titles are there, everybody's there for, this is a Rock home field, whatever. And, Sirius is kind of be on an island, I don't know, and so I just, maybe if the Sirius that battled Ill Will, maybe if we get a glimpse of that Sirius, was it that Sirius? That Sirius was pretty good, right? I mean, he did pretty good.
I mean, look, I disagree with this, but a lot of people had Sirius beating Rum Nitty. I personally did not. But a lot of people had Sirius
Yeah.
beating Nitty. I'm trying to think of other performances. I mean, the Gotti performance, no.
Sirius has had rounds. There's been rounds and been material where that was connected with me, but I don't think I've ever seen like a full 3-round, like, wow, Sirius Jones is like back.
So I'll say this. Rock, obviously, whenever Jay Smo does his top 5 most consistent, he might have to be number 1 on that list, or he's going to be in consideration for number 1. I got Rock. I got Rock winning that battle. However, I will say when they had the battle of the throwaways on Twitter, and I get it, Rock has a bigger fan base, at least online, than Sirius does. That was in my orbit. There wasn't a lot, like it wasn't clear. Rock wasn't clearing Sirius in that little back of the battle of the dirty batches. I'm just gonna put that out there. I think like I said, I got Rock, but I think when you have history, sometimes you can win a round off of just kind of real talking and talking crazy to somebody that you got history with. So I got Rock, but again, I'm just saying. Go back and watch those throwaways they had against each other. I know you already posted them on Twitter. Just saying, go back and watch it. So again, that's the card going down. I don't know when it's going down. Actually, let me see. When is
March
it going
16th.
down?
It's actually
March 6th. Next weekend, 3 p.m. live on the URLTV.tv app. You can watch it on most smart TV devices. You can watch it on your laptop, computer. You cannot watch it on mobile yet, so please keep that in mind. $40 for app games, $60 for the lurkers. All right, real quick, we do have one other event that I know of that's going down. This is shout out to King of the Dot. Put your money where your mouth is. They got Run the Fade Toronto going down. Now, I'm going to be honest. I am not as tuned in with some of these battle rappers, so I will stay silent on this, and I'll just run down the card real quick, and you tell me who you got. KP versus LL Cool J. Starting at the bottom of the card.
KP, LL Cool J. LL Cool J is kind of known as like the nomad guy. He's around. He's on every card. He was just on the card with us in Pontiac, Michigan. Shout out to LL Cool J. He always brings like an aggression in the performance and a style that is, unique and it gets him booked quite a bit. KP, if I'm not mistaken, is from California. I think I've seen him. I could totally be wrong because there's a few different KPs or whatever. But if I'm not mistaken,
different KP. This is a Canadian KP. This is what happens. We have like the
ain't got a
Canadian
clue.
KP.
Yeah, ain't got a clue at all. So when I looked at that, I thought it was a KP. But anyway, so I'll be interested to see this Canadian KP because one, I'm always interested to see new up and coming Canadian battle rappers because if Toronto is kind of like looking around if King of the Dot is kind of looking around in Canada to bring up some fresh faces, that's really dope and that's good for King of the Dot as a league. So.
All right, next up on the card, we got Joey Gambello versus Pathogenic. You know what? I have retweeted bars from Pathogenic. I have not actually watched a Pathogenic battle, so part itself, I need to tap in and make myself more familiar with your body of work, sir.
Yeah, it's a long time in coming. I think they've been going at it back and forth on Twitter for as long as I know. You know what I mean? And I want to say this battle's probably been booked and rescheduled. I'm going to give it to Pathogenic. I think he just wants it more. I did enjoy Joey Gambello's performance. I did enjoy his performance when I battled 100 Bullets. He battled on the same card, and I thought he did very, very well. But it's kind of like it kind of feels like that one up and comer. I shouldn't even call him up and comer because Pathogenic's been around for a long time. That's finally able to get his hands on somebody that he wants to battle. I'm taking Pathogenic.
All right, so I'm pretty sure you're not familiar with one of these names. Ellipsis versus Rohizi. Rohizi is a newer battler that, at least to me, I've seen a couple of clips of him on iBattle. I am familiar with Ellipsis. I've watched some of his battles. His battle on iBattle versus, is it Homeschool?
Homeschool.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. I watched that battle. That was the same card you battled on, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Okay. So yes. But yes, sir.
Yeah,
What your
I've seen
thoughts?
Rohizi. I've seen Rohizi. I've seen a lot of his battles. Ellipsis is just too tough to beat. I mean, I just don't. You've got to be somebody who's grabbed my attention as an up and comer. And Rohizi hasn't done that yet. You know what I mean? Because then I would know him a little bit more, be more familiar with his work. And Ellipsis, man. I mean, after just watching him battle Nestle at GTX last year. And then just some of his other performances, like he's just always so locked in, man. His writing is just really, really dope. And so I don't think this is a style clash at all for Ellipsis, which was when he struggles, you know, when it's
Okay.
just kind of like a style that's just like more battle rap than him. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I don't find this as a style clash. So I think Ellipsis wins this pretty clear.
Shout out. You know what? If people, I know ghostwriting is a sin in battle rap, but if you do partake in a little bit
Send me
of
some
ghostwriting,
bars, Ellipsis. Send me some bars.
Ellipsis is not. That's the person you would want to get some bars from because he's a good writer. All right. City versus Apex.
Two very dope guys, man. City's one of my favorites. Apex, I've obviously battled before. Make sure y'all go check it out. Apex always reminds me every time I see him that, you know, our goes viral once a month, and he's tagged in it multiple times of my I got a eulogy
Oh,
tonight.
Jesus G tonight. Yeah.
Freestyle rebuttal. Apex was with us in Ottawa a few weeks back. Apex battled Poe Rich. Yeah, he put on a great performance. One thing about Apex, man, is he's actually another one of those guys that's a really good writer. He's learning, you know, when I battled him, a lot of my angles were, you know, his rapping ability and his not really rhyming words, and he was still just rough. He's getting a little bit better, you know. I think that the thing about it is this man, like everything Apex does, I think City does a little bit better than him, you know, rapping wise, punching wise, cadence, delivery, all that stuff. Apex is going to be a lot bigger than City in stature. So maybe if there's a way that he can kind of bark on him and kind of create some kind of whatever. But man, City's just dope. He's just super, super dope. You know, I always tell people, you know, City's one of the first guys I ever saw do a reverse punchline. He was ahead of the game. You know, City battled Bill Collector in what was, you know, one of my favorite battles just off I got the burner way back in the PG process, and City was kind of wigging on Bill Collector, you know, in that battle. But we all really remember, you know, the I got the burner from Big Cheese. But
for sure.
But yeah, I'm taking City. I'm taking City with the bat. But I wouldn't. This is probably gonna be battle of the night, in my opinion. Well, we got Anderson versus Sharon. It's gonna be hard to be more entertaining than that. But for us rap lovers, like, and you know, I think this is gonna be probably the best. You know, one of the best battles of
the night. Okay, so up next we got the Source versus Pepe.
Man, I love Pepe. Pepe is just another guy that's like like, man, he's just one of the super solid dude in the culture. Anytime you're around him, he's a great guy. He's always, you know, trying, you know, checking in on you or whatever. Thesaurus is Thesaurus, you know. Thesaurus is another kind of battler where after last year, I feel like he probably felt a little slighted when it comes to like the champion rankings. And so I wonder if this year, you know, I know he's got a few battles booked in some different countries and different things like that. He's excited. He loves battle rapping. You know, when Thesaurus gets a battle booked, you find out about it because he's so happy about, you know, just continuing to battle rap. And so Pepe is he is getting better and better. You know, his battle with Emerson Kennedy on Blackout, I thought was good. He had a good showing. He writes on a certain level. There's a couple things I think that he just needs to work on that he's missing. And you know, what a better time to get it right, you know, against a legend like Thesaurus. You know, I would have a hard time picking Pepe to win the battle, just because Thesaurus is Thesaurus. But this is probably could be the upset of the night. And so you know what, we're just going to go that way. I'm going to take the upset. I'm going to take the upset, and I'm going to say Pepe edges Thesaurus out in a really good battle.
Okay. All right. Last one. We can get to this NFL draft. Main event, Sharon versus Anderson Burris.
Oh man, this is gonna be a fun one. This is gonna be a fun one. Sharon versus I don't know if you saw the promo video that Anderson Burris dropped today. Hilarious.
I haven't
by
had
the
a
way.
chance. It's crossed my mind. I
Um,
haven't had a chance to watch it.
yeah, very very funny. Um, Anderson Burris is guilty a lot of times of his promo game being much better than him battling. But however, I still do feel like Anderson Burris is a very, very good battle rapper. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
he sticks to what he knows. Um, Sharon in Canada on King of the Dot though, like we're not gonna sit back and act like that's some kind of you know this should be some kind of close battle.
yeah.
I think Anderson Burris will do enough to have plenty of viral videos to clip down for TikTok and YouTube Shorts and stuff. And Anderson Burris will probably win in the long run when it comes to views and all of that kind of stuff because he's just a genius when it comes to that aspect. But as far as battle rap wise, I don't foresee Sharon losing to Anderson Burris on King of the Dot at all. So I'm taking Sharon clear.
And he's coming off of one of the
Danny
performances
Myers
of the
performed.
weekend.
Man,
I
not
got
even
to
just
I
the
got the
event, the
VOD.
whole weekend in battle rap. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the VOD, so I got to go back and watch that. So that's that event for King of the Dot, Run the Fade, Toronto. I don't see that they are having a pay-per-view, so this is going to drop at some point on YouTube. So when it does, please support that. So that's our battle rap content. That's our battle rap talk. Let us know what y'all think about anything we discuss. Hit us up at Brains and Bars on Facebook, IG, Twitter, TikTok. So last thing, we getting out of here.